Hello everyone, it is your boy Winster and I'm back at it again with another video. I hope that you watching this video are having a phenomenal day and thank you for the support. I appreciate it. I have to do it to you guys. Shout out to my YouTube channel members, the fellow chads of the channel. Shout out to every single one of you. Jared, Leo, Devin, Anthony, Staying Young, Wymie, Thomas, and Corey. I appreciate the support. Thank you so much, man. If you guys want to support a different way, you guys can. Absolutely free. Turn on the notification bell. Hit that subscribe button. I be doing giveaways all the time. So be sure to hit that subscribe. Check the description box. Very active Discord, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter. I stream a lot on YouTube now. But let's get started with today's video. We got the new set Supreme Darkness dropping at the end of January. To be precise, on the 24th. That is going to be a Friday. And I'm sure that you know your local LTS store is going to have it Wednesday. And the sneak peek is going to happen in a few weeks from today. So make sure you guys hit up your local OTS if you guys are wanting this set. What a better time than to help everyone get on game, get on the same playing field, or maybe get a little bit of advance on everyone else and start breaking down, is this set worth picking up or not? Today I'm going to go over some of my opinions on the hire and some of the cards you should be looking for and some of the cards you should be reselling as soon as they drop, because you know people buy pre-sale and if you can, sell it. The first archetype that I wanted to talk about is the new hero support coming in Supreme Darkness. We got cards like Evil Hero, Toxic Bubble. This card reminds me so much of the Dirty Bubble. It is so funny. We also got cards like Evil Hero, Infernal Rider, Evil Hero, Dead in Prison, and then we got some new fusion monsters as well. Evil Hero, Dark Knight, Evil Hero, Infernal Wing, Backfire, and of course the cover card, Evil Hero, Neos Lord. But the support doesn't stop there. We got new spell cards, Dark Contact, and then we got Evil Assault, which are very powerful in my personal opinion. But just like always, the hero support is great, especially cards like Evil Assault, but they're just so restrictive that they lock you for hero monsters. And that in it itself could be bad, but it'd be crazy if you could branch out full hero combo, then just branch out into other archetypes, which would be sane. So I definitely understand the restriction. But there are some big highlights in this set. I think one of my personal favorites is Evil Hero, Infernal Rider. You could add one Dark Fusion from your deck or graveyard to your hand if this card is summoned. Absolutely crazy. You could banish this card and 4 other monsters from your graveyard. Set 1 Super Polymerization from your deck. Also, until the end of your opponent's turn, you cannot special summon except hero monsters, but you could fusion monsters that must be special summoned with Dark Fusion with effects other than it. You can only use each effect of this card once per turn. It's just absolutely insane to me thinking about how powerful Super Poly is, and this card just lets you set it. Given it restricts you to just hero monsters, but it's super strong. Definitely another highlight is Evil Hero, Neos Lord. It's just Neos with the Supreme King like outfit. It looks absolutely insane. But this card, if it's summoned with Dark Fusion, or if a monster is sent to your opponent's graveyard while this card is on the field, you could target one face-up monster your opponent controls, take control of it. So it's just like literally super polymerization, and this card cannot be destroyed by battle or bar card effects. Also, Evil Assaults, its effect, discard 1 card. You cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn after this card resolves, except hero monsters. Also, take 1 level 4 or lower Evil Hero monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or special summon it. If this card is in your graveyard, except the turn it was sent there, you could banish it and add 1 Dark Fusion from your graveyard to your hand. You could only use each effect of this card once per turn. I think it's like super freaking powerful. Yes, it's super restrictive, but we already knew that. The downside to the support is that the new fusion monsters, other than like the Neos guy, are kind of mid, much to be desired. I definitely think that this new support isn't really going to catapult the hero strategy to the next level, but it's definitely great support in my personal opinion. And then we got new White Forest and Azamina support. New main deck monster, Elzette, Azamina of the White Forest, Queen of the Azamina, new fusion monster, Saint Azamina, and a boatload of Sinful Spoils / Snake Eye cards with Sinful Spoils of the White Forest, where the 2 storylines finally start to merge together. Azamina Unleashing, and then we got Play the Diabelle, and then we got Like the Diabelle. And I think probably the sickest art in this whole set, Snake Eyes the Damned Dragon. I am sure that this card is not going to be called the Damned Dragon, but overall support is phenomenal for the White Forest. As for the Snake Eye stuff, It sucks that OSS is banned, but LZ does have a new fusion-like effect, something similar to Cartesia, where you could reveal this card in your hand, special summon one white Forest or Azamina monster from your hand. During your main phase, you could fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as material. If this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you could add one Sinful Spoils card from your deck to your hand. You could only use each effect of this card once per turn. I think overall it's super good. That fusion effect, even though it's not a quick play like Cartesia, I think it's something very similar. I think one of the best support cards at this set that White Forest is getting is Sinful Spoils of the White Forest. Now, this card's effect. If you control a Fiend, Illusion, or Spellcaster monster, you could activate one of these effects. You can special summon one Fiend, Illusion, or Spellcaster from your hand, or fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand and or field as material. If this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a monster effect, you can set this card. You can only use each effect of Sinful Spoils White Forest once per turn. I think it's a fabulous card. Pushes the White Forest strategy to the next level. The other cards like Diabell, I think are mid in my personal opinion. And if you are going to play them, they're probably going to be like a one of. They're not even worth mentioning. And even the new boss monster, unfortunately, Queen Azamina, I just think there's a lot to be desired there. I think it's a little bit difficult to come out. And even the effect it does have is not even worth it. Same thing could be said with the new fusion monster. I just think it's a little mid. I think they definitely could have done a little bit better. And what you're going to be bringing out with this effect is mid. It does have like a Yugioh effect. Any damage you take, your opponent takes. And especially with 0 attack, you're going to be taking a lot of damage. But 4,000 defense is absolutely crazy. But this Damn Dragon is something to behold. This effect is absolutely crazy. Must be either fusion summon or special summon by sending 2 face-up monster cards from your spell and trap zone to the graveyard. If this card is special summon, you could target one face-up monster on the field, place it face up in the opponent's spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. You can only use each effect of this card once per turn. I think it's very easy to summon. It might have a little bit synergy with the Fiendsmith stuff because it's just 2 monsters that are in the spell and trap zone, and you just gotta fusion summon with this. So it's just literally a contact fuse, which is absolutely crazy. But I think one of the better support cards, and it's just great remover overall, in my personal opinion. There are definitely some really big high points with this strategy, with the new support that's coming out for it. And definitely, if you're planning to play White Forest, this is also another set that you should be getting. We got Argostars, the new archetype coming out in this Supreme Darkness set. I think these cards are pretty powerful in my personal opinion, and they even have more support coming in the next set. But let's try to stay on topic. Argostars, the starter, Glorious Audra. This effect, absolutely crazy. During your opponent's turn, if you control a continuous trap card, quick effect, you could banish this card from your hand as cost. Make the attack of one monster on the field 0 into the end of this turn. Does this archetype have a honest effect? It's absolutely crazy. Activate during battle phase. Banish this card during damage step. That monster has 0 and then they're destroyed. They take damage. Absolutely crazy. If this card is normal summon this turn, your opponent cannot activate the effects cards in response to the activation of your continuous trap cards or their effects. Sorry, my dyslexia kicked in. I read that backwards. That is just absolutely crazy. You can't respond to continuous trap card activations or their effects. What? You could banish this card you control as cost. Place up to 2 Argostars continuous traps with different names from your hand, deck, or to your face-up spell and trap zone. You could only use each effect of this card once per turn. That card is absolutely crazy, man. It banishes its cost, both effects, and on top of that, it gets around playing Ash. Yeah, a preemptive Veiler and Imperm could really stop it. I just think they're really, really strong, in my personal opinion. Then we got a great freaking field spell. Great field spec with Home Stadium. Once per turn, you could pay 1,000 life points, add an Argostars card from your graveyard or banishment to your hand. So this is literally going to just search out Audra. Each time a continuous trap is special summoned from the spell and trap zone, you can inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Why? Why? Once per chain, if your continuous trap card activates its effect in the monster zone while you have a banished Argostar, you could target one face-up monster your opponent controls and negates the effects until the end of the turn. Are we just making custom cards? Like, that's such a good field spell for the archetype. It's based around the whole strategy, right? And as it should, it gets the monster that you banished off of the effect in hand, or maybe you summoned it, and then now you get that great recursion. On top of that, it burns your opponent. What are you doing, Konami? Now let's talk about the trap cards. We got Lightning Tade. I don't know if I'm mispronouncing that, I apologize. But this warrior monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense. Once per turn, you can discard one card as cost. Special summon this card as an effect monster. Warrior Light level 4, 2000 attack, 2000 defense. With the following effect, it is also still a trap card. Then you could add one Argostars card from your deck to your hand except this card. Once per turn, quick effect, you can place this card in your spell and trap zone face up. We got Argostars, Slayer, Yugioh. I apologize if I'm just butchering these names, but warrior monsters you control cannot be destroyed. Card effect. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect, special summon this card. Effect monster, Warrior Light, level 4, 800 attack, 800 defense. With the following effect, it is also still a trap. Then, if you have a banished Argostars monster, you return one card on the field to the hand. What kind of removal is this? We got Swift, Kapane. The warrior monsters cannot be destroyed by battle, so protection from destruction and battle. Once per turn, if there is a continuous trap card in the monster zone, you can special summon this card as an effect monster. Warrior Light level 4, 18 attack and defense. With the following effect, also it's still a trap. Then if you have any banished Argostars monsters, gain 500 life. For no absolute reason, and then you could place this card in the face-up spell and trap zone. Man, these cards are just absolutely crazy. Now, I don't think they're going to be really combo heavy, but they're going to be really control heavy. And if they become popular, we got Ghost Ogre to check them. Cards are just absolutely crazy, and they're going to synergize well with Silhouette Rabbit that you could just set as continuous spell or trap. Man, I don't know. I'm a little worried about Argostars, but it's looking very promising. We got new Primite support just in time for Blue Eyes, especially when Blue Eyes is looking so dominant in the OCG, and we're going to get it here at the end of the month. What a better time than to pick up your Primite cards. But this card is normal summon. You could set one Primite spell or trap from your deck. You can only use each of the following effects of this card once per turn. You can tribute this card as cost. Send one normal monster from your deck to the graveyard. During the standby phase, if you have a normal monster in your field or graveyard, you could add this card from your graveyard to your hand. I think it's a really powerful card. It's super good. It's obviously going to set the Primite Lordy load. So it's really, really good. And with Blue Eyes just around the corner, what a better time than to play it. And we got new Crystron support. It's looking pretty good, and it got a couple of tops in the OCG. So hopefully it does really, really good. I personally think it's one of the decks that might be able to compete with Malice and Yugioh when it does come here. Tristalos could synchro summon on your opponent's turn, looking pretty powerful. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you can special summon a Crystron monster from your deck. Accept this card, then immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon one machine monster using that monster you control. You can banish this card from your graveyard, destroy one synchro summon monster you control, then special summon 2 Crystron monsters from your deck. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck except machine monsters. You can only use each effect of this card once per turn. I think it's going to be pretty good since you'll also be able to summon Infinity Cyber Dragon, and they're getting support here soon. And then we got this new guy as well, Hold. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but basically it's just a double foolish. But this card's effect, if this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can target one Crystron monster you control, destroy it. Then you can special summon this card. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except machine monsters. This card is normal or special. You can send 2 Crystron cards with different names from your deck to the graveyard, except this card. You can only use each effect of this card once per turn. I think it's super powerful. And then on top of that all, we got a new spell search card. When this card resolves, you can add one Crystron card from your deck to your hand, except this card. The first time each of your Crystron monster would be destroyed by battle, each turn it is not destroyed. You can banish this card from your graveyard and target one Crystron monster from your graveyard, special summon it. You can only use each effect of Crystron inclusion once per turn, and you could only activate one Crystron inclusion once per turn. I think this card is like super crazy. Anything that allows you to search cards, insert archetype card, it's super powerful in my personal opinion. They have like a plethora of other like support cards. It will forever hurt my heart that we got Crystron Hikey 5X ban. But I think it's looking really promising. Horus got the new Fiendsmith support. Fiendsmith Rex Trinidad. I knew I pronounced that wrong, but one Fiendsmith fusion monster and one fusion or link monster. Unaffected by non-Fiendsmith card effects while equipped with a Fiendsmith equipped spell. Just absolutely crazy. You can only use each effect of this card once per turn. If this card is Fusion Summon, you can discard one card, send one Light Fiend monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard. Go ahead and send whichever one that you need in the graveyard, Engraver or Lacrima, or you could go ahead and use removal and send Desiree, and then just send a card from the field to the graveyard on your opponent's turn. Its other effect, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you could target one other Fiendsmith card in your graveyard or banishment, add it to your hand. Just absolutely crazy support in my personal opinion. 3,000 attack, 3,600 defense. It's really, really good in my personal opinion, especially since you're going to be able to be adding cards back from the graveyard off of the effect, especially with like Bystials being a heavy part of the meta. They get banished, wreck. Usually just one wreck being banished kind of stops the whole engine in its crazy recursion. Not only that, we are getting a new Fiendsmith trap. This turn, your Light Fiend monsters cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, any battle damage you take is halved. You could banish this card from your graveyard, fusion summon one Fiendsmith fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters you control as material. Also, you could use monsters in your spell and trap zone equipped to a Fiendsmith monster as equipped spells. You can only use each effect of this card once per turn. It's just absolutely diabolical. You're going to go ahead and fusion summon the big boy, the new guy, and then you're going to go ahead and just go crazy. 3,000 attacks is just absolutely crazy. And the fact that you could use the quick spell cards as monsters too, come on, bruh. Come on, like that is just absolutely crazy support. And lastly, some of the generic cards that you should be getting. One of them, Crystal Clearwing Over Synchron Dragonman. Say that name 5 times. 2 non-tuners or 1 tuner synchro monster plus Clearwing Synchro Dragon. Must be synchro summoned once per turn. Another card or effect is activated. Quick effect. You can negate the activation if you do destroy that card. And if it was a monster, this card gains attack equal to the monster's original attack until the end of the turn. If this face-up synchro summon card leaves the field by your opponents, you can special summon one Clearwing monster from your extra deck. And you know where you're going to summon Clearwing Synchron Dragon. Then we got Bao, the Lightless Shadow. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that whole name. I'm just going to fuck it up. But 2 monsters, including a Fiend monster, synergizes really well with the Fiendsmith. During the main phase, quick effect. You can discard 1 card to activate one of these effects as cost. Destroy 1 card on the field, non-targeting. Other effect. Banish this card until the end phase. And if you do, special summon 1 light or dark monster from your graveyard. What are they thinking? What is this custom card? During your standby phase, which this is going to come back if you activate that second effect, banish this card until the end phase, you could draw cards equal to the number of different types among monsters in your graveyard, then place the same number of cards from your hand on the bottom of your deck in any order. You can only use each effect of this card once per turn. What is this custom card? It's extremely powerful. I definitely think it's going to be in every single deck moving forward. 2,800 attack, Link 4, just including a tuner or a Fiend monster. I think it's really, really powerful. And then for our Yugioh players, we got Eclipse Twins, 2 level 4 monsters. If this card is Exceed Summon, you could treat rank 4 monsters you control as level 4 monsters for material. You could attach 1 material from this card cost. You could make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase this turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you could target 2 other rank 4 or lower Exceed monsters in your graveyard. Special summon one of them. If you do, attach the other 2 as material. You can only use each effect of this card once per turn. This is going to be a staple in every Yugioh deck. Like, this card is just made literally for Yugiohs. You could treat rank 4 monsters you control as material. Listen, bruh. I know I said generic, but man, this is really, really good. It's going to work really well with other archetypes as well, but oh my god, man, this thing is crazy. Future Winster here, guys. As I'm editing this video, I realized that I forgot to talk about Mulcharmy, new one coming out in Supreme Darkness. Embarrassing, but this one's called Mulcharmy Mualis. I'm pretty sure that's not what it's going to be called here in the TCG. I think it has a different name, but I could be wrong. But just like all the other Mulcharmy cards, you discard this card as cost, and you could go ahead and apply the effect. Fualos is a special summon from deck or extra deck. Rulia being from hand. This one gives you a card every time that you draw when your opponent special summons from the graveyard or banishment. Now, I think this is the least powerful Mulcharmy in my personal opinion, as compared to Perulia and Fualos. I think this one is especially meta-reliant, because only specific decks really special summon from the graveyard or banishment. 90% of the game special summon from hand or from deck. I do think that this is the weaker one of the three. I definitely think in the right meta, it's going to be extremely powerful. For example, like the one we're in right now, Malice is banishing everything. This is going to definitely play a role in the current format. But Malice falls out of favor in the format, then this card is not going to be super useful. It doesn't really come to mind what decks really use the graveyard of banishment like that. But I definitely still that it's very powerful. And there you guys have it, my overview of Supreme Darkness. Now, I know I didn't go over every single card, but we would literally be here the whole day if I did that. I definitely feel like this set does have a lot of support for everyone, albeit legacy cards, new generic boss monsters, and support for current decks. I definitely think overall it's worth picking up. Let me know in the comment sections, are you picking up Supreme Darkness? And if so, how many? And if not, why are you not picking it up? I want to get your guys' feedback down there. Hopefully you guys found this video useful and helped you make your decision. Is Supreme Darkness worth picking up? But be sure to hit that like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Until next time, my name is Winster. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys have a good day. Peace out.